Hey everyone, what's up? My name's Ronder, and today I have for you a video outlining the Seattle Staraptors Week 2 trade of Kingdra for free agent Uxie. So, as I kind of touched on in my draft analysis video, Kingdra was one of the picks in the initial draft that I was kind of the least certain about. Its main reason that I picked it up was simply because my team was kind of fire weak and it's a net fire resist. But looking at all of the matches that I have coming up in this season, I just wasn't really seeing anywhere that I felt like I would really slot Kingdra in over something else, essentially. It says something that I didn't even feel like bringing it against the guy who has Politoed last week for week 2. So that's why in week 2 I decided to trade Kingdra away for Uxie. Kingdra in general is a pretty good Pokemon, but it doesn't help my speed tier at all. It's a pretty slow Pokemon unless you have it Agility or Rain Dance, Swift Swim boosted. It's nice that it can function as both a physical and special attacker, but its type diversity isn't really that great. Like, for example, I couldn't bring it last week against the Florida for Alligators, who brought Politoed to that fight, because even though it would have gotten free Swift Swim, its move pool is essentially limited to water, ice, and dragon attacks, more or less. Obviously, there's you can breed for hidden powers or what have you, but essentially the dragon stab would have been useful against his 2 dragons, but the water and ice stab just wasn't really useful anywhere. And it's just kind of that way looking down the season. Kingdra doesn't really perform that well, or it doesn't look like it's going to perform that well against any of my 3 division rivals, the Everett Tropius, the Mysterious Missing Nose, and the Galapagos Garchomps. And just in general, there's several places where I probably could slot it in, but one of my other Pokemon probably just would do that job better, essentially. Now, looking at the Pokemon that I picked up for Kingdra, Uxie. So, Uxie is a Pokemon that I used extensively all throughout 5th Gen, OU, and then also I had it drafted on my Season 1 LSBA team, actually, way back when. And Uxie serves a couple different roles on my team that I feel like it just does a lot more for me than Kingdra did. For one, now that I've awakened to the offensive potential of Aerodactyl, how I can use it to be a really fast, decently hard-hitting Pokemon instead of just a suicide lead, it helps to have another option for being able to Stealth Rocks up. It unfortunately doesn't have Tailwind like Aerodactyl, but it does get dual screens to make up for that, which is something that my team more or less lacked. Jirachi can set up rocks and dual screens, but Jirachi is typically better used in an offensive role. Secondly, Uxie now is my only defensive Pokemon. Uxie's pretty bulky and it's mono psychic type, so it has only a couple weaknesses, which is pretty nice, and it's just really nice to have a Pokemon on my team that can both take a hit and then do something about it afterwards. I also just love the combination of Stealth Rock, Dual Screens, and U-Turn, since it means that if I use it as a lead, I have the option to get all set up and then also pivot out without having to hard switch, essentially, which is just really nice option to have for lead Pokemon. That said, it has other defensive options that it can use outside of just dual screens and rocks, of course. It has Yawn and Thunder Wave, so it can, and Toxic, of course, so it can spread all of the different statuses except for Burn to the opponent. Uxie has Memento, which is an interesting option. I'm not sure how much I'll use it, but it is another option that could open up some potential setup. And then just, Uxie has the ability to set up a couple different weathers too, which again, I don't know how much that facet will actually be used, but it's nice to have the option. Anyways, all in all, I think that Uxie will make a swell addition to the Staraptors lineup. Well, thanks for watching the short trade video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you'll stick around for my Week 3 match against Matt in the Everett Tropius, which is my first division rival match, and so hopefully I'll finally be able to pull my first win out of the bag there, since I've gotten off to this rough 0-2 start. Well, thanks for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Peace!